out here. I can't feel my toes. Wait, who am I kidding? I live in Texas. The only time we think it's cold outside is when we gotta wear socks with our Crocs. And nothing goes better with cold weather than a big bowl of my Texas chili. Coming up, I'm gonna be sharing with you my tips and techniques for making outstanding Texas chili. And we're gonna be making that chili on my Kamado Joe. Hello and welcome to Grillin' and Chillin' with Coleman. And unless the real Coleman is still playing hide and seek with his grandkids, I'm Coleman. My mission is to help grilling and barbecue enthusiasts become the backyard grill master they've always wanted to be. Now, if you want to start a fight in Texas, just start off by saying that you put beans in your chili. Well, guess what? I do. I love beans in my chili, and I was born in Texas and I still live here. I think they had a great flavor and texture to a big bowl of chili. Now, before you click off this video, the recipe I'll be showing you today will work with or without beans. So if you want to skip the beans part, click on the timestamp right up here. Now let's get to grilling. In your chili, you can use canned beans, but my nanny would beat me with a stick if she knew I did, so I prefer to make my own. Now, pinto beans are my favorite, but you can really use any canned bean you want. I prefer to cook mine in a crock pot, and this is how I do it. I start out by measuring 2 pounds of raw pinto beans. Then it's important to sort through them and pull out any bad beans or any rocks you find. Next, put the sorted beans in a colander and rinse them off in cool water. Then add them to your crock pot. Place 1/4 of a large onion on top of the beans along with 4 large peeled garlic cloves. Then fill the crock pot the rest of the way with water. For added flavor, you can replace 4 cups of the water with beef broth, but I prefer to use 2 tablespoons of beef concentrate. Then I put the lid on. I'm going to be cooking these beans on high for about 3 to 4 hours or until they're done, and stirring them every hour and adding any additional water if needed. After about 2 hours, it's time to add a little salt to taste. I don't like to add it any sooner as the salt can slow down the cooking process. When they're all done, turn off the crock pot and set them aside. Yesterday I started preparing the meat that I was going to be using in my chili. Now you can use just about any meat you prefer, and I've used everything from hamburger to sausage and even tri-tip. But I prefer a beef chuck roast in mine. Now it's real easy to prepare, and it really adds a great flavor and heartiness to the chili. I start off by dry brining the roast with a little kosher salt. Just add a nice even coating to the entire outside. Then vacuum seal it or wrap it in plastic wrap. And place it back in the refrigerator for 24 hours. After 24 hours, I remove it from the fridge and add a little additional flavor. To bump up the flavor, I like to add some additional seasoning to the outside, but it's real important not to add any additional salt, and most commercial seasonings contain salt, so I prefer to make my own. This is what I mix together. 2 tablespoons of cracked black pepper, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and finally 1 teaspoon of my GNC Chipotle Powder. Then give the outside of the roast a nice even coating and make sure that all surfaces get covered. It's a big hunk of meat, so it can take a lot of seasoning. All right, now let's let this come up to room temperature while we get our grill ready. We're going to be smoking our roast today over indirect heat at 250 degrees. As you know, I never use lighter fluid in any of my grills, so I use my torch to light mine. For smoke wood today, I'm going to be using mesquite. I love the flavor it adds to beef. Then the deflector plates go in along with the grill grates. I'm going to let this smoke for about 10 to 15 minutes before I put the roast on. If you're going to be smoking that roast on a Weber kettle like I have here, you're going to want to bank all those coals to one side and then smoke that roast on the opposite side of the grill. Once the grill is up to temperature, place your roast in the center of the grill. And insert a meat probe into the center of the meat. Once it hits an internal temperature of 140 degrees, remove it from the heat and let it rest for 30 minutes. While the meat's resting, we need to get our grill up to about 500 degrees so we can roast and sear our vegetables before they go in the chili. Now make sure you remove any temperature probes from your grill because these high temperatures can definitely damage them. Remove the grill grates and take out the deflector plates. Then replace the grill grates back in the grill. and open up the top and bottom vents all the way. This is gonna help your grill get up to 500 degrees. I like to roast and char my vegetables before I put them in the chili. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel and quarter up 1 large onion. I'm also gonna put on a whole head of garlic. And I like to use New Mexico green chili. I buy this stuff fresh every year, and then I roast it all at one time on my gas grill. If you can't get the New Mexico green chili, you can also use bell peppers. But if you're using the bell pepper, just go ahead and take the stem and all the seeds out, and then cut it in half before you put it on the grill. Once the grill is hot, place all the vegetables on the grill over direct heat to roast, along with a whole head of garlic, making sure you flip everything every few minutes. Once they all get a nice char on the outside, remove them from the heat. We now need to get our grill cooled back down to 300 degrees. Start off by closing the top and bottom vents to 1/4 open. Then remove the grill grates. I'm also going to add in another chunk of mesquite wood to add some additional smoke flavor. Then reinstall the deflector plates and replace the grill grates in the grill and close the lid. Now that our meat is rested and our grill is cooling down, I want to cube up our roast in bite-sized pieces. I like mine about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch cubes. Once it's all cubed, throw it into a hot skillet with a little oil. We want to sear all the sides of the cube meat and add a nice crust. When you're happy with it, remove it from the heat. And dice the vegetables we roasted. Now that all the prep work is done, let's go ahead and start putting our chili together in our Dutch oven. But before we do, if you're enjoying this video and you're getting some value out of it, hit that red subscribe button below, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It really helps more people find my videos. I get a lot of questions about where to find my recipes. So if you're watching this on your phone, look under the lower right corner of this video. Next to the title, you're gonna see a down arrow button. Click on that and you're gonna find the recipes for this cook. Now, if you're watching this on your desktop, click on the Show More button and it's under my channel name and my logo. This is a 12-inch Lodge cast iron Dutch oven, and I've been using this one for years. If you don't have one, I'll put a link below to where you can pick one up. Now, these things are extremely versatile, and I'll be posting some additional videos later on how to use one of these. Now let's get everything added in. Start off by adding in the roasted vegetables we diced up, including that New Mexico green chili. Then add in 28 ounces of Petit diced tomatoes and 28 ounces of tomato sauce. Pour in 4 cups of unsalted beef broth. And then for my secret ingredient, Carol Shelby's chili mix. You can pick this stuff up at just about any grocery store, but in case you can't find it, I'll put a link below so you can pick some up. Inside, you're gonna find 3 envelopes. The largest one has all the spices in it, and it contains garlic powder, cumin, oregano, onion powder, paprika, and salt. The second one has some corn flour that a lot of folks use for thickening. And the last one's got some cayenne pepper in it. Now, we're not gonna be using the 2 smaller ones, so let's go ahead and add in the large one to our mix. Instead of the cayenne pepper, I'm going to be adding in 1 tablespoon of my GNC Chipotle Powder. And then we're going to add in the chuck roast that we cubed up. Now let's get this all mixed together real nice. And no, I didn't forget to add the beans. They're already cooked, so we're going to add them in the last hour of the cook so they don't get mushy. Let's get this on the grill. Now that our grill is cooled down, let's go ahead and get the chili on to soak up some of that mesquite love. We're going to be smoking this chili today at 300 degrees for 3 hours on the Kamado Joe, and we're going to be adding the beans in after about 2 hours. Place the Dutch oven in the center of the grill with the lid off and close the lid of the grill. Every 30 to 45 minutes, you're going to need to open up your grill and stir the chili. Also, make sure the liquid level in the chili is not too low. You want it to thicken up, but not too thick. If needed, add about 1/2 cup of water or bean juice to the chili if it's starting to look too thick. Our chili's been on for about 2 hours now, so it's time to add those beans. If you don't want to add any beans to your chili, just go ahead and skip this part. You can see that the chili is thickened up nicely and it's starting to look amazing. Pour in the desired amount of beans. For this recipe, I like to use about 2 cups. If you feel the chili is too thick, just add a little bit of the broth from the beans to thin it out. At this point, you're gonna wanna taste it to see if you need to add any salt. If it needs it, stir in a little at a time and retaste. Once you have it where you like it, close the grill and let it smoke for another hour. I'll check back with you when it's time to pull these off the heat. Our chili's been on the grill smoking for about 3 hours, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Man, that chili is just gorgeous. Man, and it smells amazing. You know, everything is cooked up really nice. The meat is nice and tender now. Now we need to get it off the heat and let it rest for about 15 minutes. While it rests, let's review what we did. We started off by making a big pot of beans to add to our chili later. Next, we dry brined our roast for 24 hours and seasoned it for the grill. It then went on the grill till it hit an internal temperature of 140 degrees. While it was resting, we heated up our grill to 500 degrees and fire roasted our vegetables. When they were done, we cooled off our grill to 300 and diced our roast and chopped up our vegetables. We then seared our meat and added all the ingredients to our Dutch oven. Our Dutch oven then went on the grill where we stirred and checked it every 30 minutes. After 2 hours, we added our beans and tasted it for any needed salt. And finally, after a total of 3 hours on the grill, it came off the heat to cool for about 15 minutes. I served up a little bit of our Texas chili in our bowls. I topped it with some grated cheese, a little bit of sour cream, and a few chives on top. And this would go amazing with some southern cornbread. Nothing beats a nice bowl of Texas chili in some cold weather. Let's dig in. That is some perfect chili right there. The meat is perfectly done. It's got a hint of smoke in the meat. The chipotle added a great little touch to the flavor. That is just an amazing bowl of Texas chili. Before we end, I want to give a shout out to my grandkids. They made me these for Christmas, and I told them I was going to put them in my next video. So Grace and Alyssa, I love you and I miss you, and I can't wait to see you again. I want to give a sincere thank you to all of you who watch and subscribe to Grillin' and Chillin' with Coleman. You make creating these videos so much fun. Now, my honey set a goal for me to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and you all smashed that for me. We passed 500 and hit 625 subscribers by midnight on the 31st. You guys are awesome. She has set another goal for me. She wants me to hit 1,000 subscribers by our 1-year anniversary on the channel, and that's going to be in April, and I think you guys can do it. We just got in a batch of our Grillin' and Chillin' stickers, and I'd love for you all to have one. Just go to my website and click on the Contact Us page, send me your mailing address, and I'll mail one out to you, and I'll even pay for the shipping. Don't forget to join our Grillin' and Chillin' with Coleman community on Facebook and Instagram, and I put the links down below. Leave me a comment below what you'd like to see in some upcoming videos, because I want to continue to make videos that truly help you become the backyard grill master you've always wanted to be. Thank you again for joining me in the GNC kitchen. If you enjoyed this video, here's a few more you might like. Also, click the subscribe button here and ring that bell down below. It'll let you know when I've got some new videos coming out. I always enjoy spending time with you out here in the GNC kitchen. Now y'all go grill something.